If you clicked on this video, that means you want to know more about Amendment 2 that's going to be on the ballots in Missouri this upcoming November. And I'm going to give you guys the information to make an informed decision. I'm going to give you guys the pros and the cons. Yes, we are a betting channel, but we are more than that. We are an education channel, and I want to give you guys the straightforward information. So covering some background and context first. Sports betting is currently legal in 7 of the 8 bordering states of Missouri. So it's not stopping Missourians from betting. It's just forcing them to go to other states. It's currently estimated that sports betting would bring in $29 million a year, with $5 million going to addiction prevention programs and the other $24 million going to schools. Now, it's important to remember that these are just estimates based on the information that we have. Let's talk about what yes and no means for Amendment 2. If you vote yes, that means you're voting to legalize sports betting in the state of Missouri. If you vote no, you're voting to keep Missouri the way that it is, with sports betting being illegal. We're going to start with some of the pros, but then we're going to talk about the cons of this bill so you guys can make the informed decision for you. One of the pros is that it would stimulate the economy of Missouri. We're seeing sports bettors crossing the border, passing restaurants, passing gas stations, passing places that they would normally go to or could go to, and they're choosing to go across the border and send their money over there into Kansas, into Illinois, into Iowa, because that's where they can place their wagers. So instead of eating at the local restaurant that they like, it's a Sunday, they're going to go across the river. So that's affecting border companies as well as hotels and those type of things. When there's big events, if people come in, there's a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this myself. I've chosen to stay in Kansas instead of staying at a hotel in Missouri, even though it's further away from my event, because I can sports bet in Kansas. So that's just one of the things too, that Missouri businesses are going to thrive if we keep Missouri money and Missouri people in Missouri. Another pro for Amendment 2 is that it gives Missouri citizens the same rights as most of our surrounding states. Like I said, 7 of the 8 states around us have sports betting legalized, and we're just one of the few states remaining that haven't legalized sports betting, so we do not have the same abilities that our neighboring states do. Now, I purposefully saved this point for last because this one is very tricky, and this is where we see the yes and no, disagree the most. And this is probably one of the biggest things that both of them push, and that is how sports betting will fund education. Will sports betting fund education? It is in the amendment that they are legally required to pay a portion. $5 million of it will go to, like I said, the gambling addiction prevention program, and then the rest will go to the schools. But that is where it's tricky. That's where the wording's a little weird. So it'll go to the schools. So that's what the no, the voting no group latches onto. It goes to the schools, but then the schools just kind of have a blank check. So is it going to guarantee raises for the teachers? No. Is it going to guarantee textbooks for the kids, new desks, new whiteboards? No. The schools at that point, once they get the money, the schools are able to do with it as they may. That's why it's so important in local elections and that you're involved with your schools to make sure that your schools are making the right decisions with the money that they do receive. Also, it's possible that, like the lottery, that with the extra inflow of cash, that they start giving less, that there's less from the state pot, which is a good thing, as in they can then take some of the money and put it into other programs for Missouri. But at the same time, then we're getting less state funding for our schools, and we have new money come in and then old money come out, and we're just back where we were when we started. Another one of the points the Vote No group has is that it will benefit out-of-state corporations, which is true. DraftKings, FanDuel, any of the sports books that come to Missouri, they will have a monetary gain. They've been pushing this amendment, helped with this amendment, so it is very true what they're saying. But also, it has been in our Congress leaders' hands for 6 years. Since 2018, they've been trying to get it done, and every year it just stalls out, and then sports betting still hasn't came to Missouri. So this has had a chance to pass. They've had a chance to work on this for years. Now it is in the voters' hands. The last major point for the Vote No group, which is hard to argue, is that it brings in another vice that can hurt Missouri families. Addiction is already a serious problem in the United States. We already have drugs, alcohol, gambling at casinos. Now this is going to bring gambling into the living rooms. just another issue that we have to think about. I hope I gave you guys the information that you need to make an informed decision come November. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything you guys want to discuss, please drop a comment down in the comment section. Let us know what you think, what your thoughts are. Maybe it'll help somebody else out too. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and check us out on social so you can see all the content that we put out weekly.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better in Green.